It's Château Feely of Château Feely, and I wanted to share some of the flowering with you as a final video in the Discovery series to show you how far the vines have come since we started. This is the Cabernet where we went on the rosé video, and I'm going to drop down so that you can see the flower that's forming just over here. So we're going to take a little walk around so that you can see all the vineyards. It's also a chance to just give you a perspective of the whole farm. The farm is 14 hectares in total. That's about 35 acres. About half of that is wild areas, forests and so on, and the rest is vineyards, so 7 hectares of vines. And this little vineyard, the Cabernet that I'm sitting next to right now, is about an acre or half a hectare. Well, we're very, very lucky at Château Feely to have most of our borders with other organic farmers. So we actually are fortunate in having more than 80% of our borders either wild areas that we're in control of or other organic farmers like our neighbor Olivier that's behind me. So that's a big plus. Now we're going to move on and I'll take you around to see some of the other flowering in sections that we visited earlier. I'm now down in the Merlot and we're going to see some Merlot flowers. I wanted to start just with a perspective back at the main house, and then I'll turn around so you can see the valley view behind me, and then we'll come in and look more closely at the Merlot. Now, if only I could send you some of the aromas from these flowers. They are absolutely magnificent. So I'm just going to kneel down here next to the flowers, and I hope that you can see the flower there. I'm going to just come in a little bit closer. So this is Merlot flower, and the aromas are absolutely magical, and it helps us to know a little bit what the vintage is going to do. In fact, you can actually collect up the flowers and get an idea of just what sort of aromatics you're going to get through this coming vintage. So we're really lucky. The weather is excellent. We've got great sun, not too much wind, perfect conditions for the flowering. We're coming around and down into the white wine that is on the east facing slope. So this is the Semillon. And I'm going to keep going around so you can see the remains of the orchids on the other side where the flowering of the Merlot is in full swing. But all of this, so this section going down to the bottom where we have the 3 hectare wild things, this big area is the white wine, so Semillon where I'm standing now, Sauvignon back behind me. So our varietals, we were up in the Cabernet, then we were in the Merlot. Now we're coming around into the Sauvignon and the Semillon, so Semillon right next to me now. And actually a couple of days ago, Sean was in the middle of doing the weeding because it's finally dry enough to get in and weed, and didn't one of the tools break. So the story of a farmer's life is working and getting things fixed. Luckily it has been fixed and he's about to restart, so this will all be tidied up shortly, and the grass that's almost at my height will be down. So this is a great spot to finish off with just why the orchids are so important and how they're a sign of the natural health coming back into the vineyard, that they came back after 3 years of organic farming, and how they're this real indicator that the systemic fungicides are gone and that the health has returned to the soil of the farm. So to finish off with our flowering and with that happy message on the orchids, and you can see Saussignac Castle in the background there as well, so giving you a little sense of that. And the flowering is going beautifully. So we're seeing here each little teeny cream spot that you can see there is pretty much a flower, and God, it really is beautiful. So I wanted to finish with this very, very happy moment of flowering, the story of the orchids, and to finally just wrap up with, once again, thank you so much for being on this journey with us. It's been a real pleasure and a privilege to be with you. Thank you so much.